Welcome, Madden fans, to this exciting matchup of Super Bowl 57 presented by After Six Gaming. I'm your host, Yo It's Donks. Joining me in the booth is my colleague, Dead. How are you feeling today, Dead?
Feeling great out here. It's a beautiful day here out in Phoenix. Looks like it was about 79 degrees today here on Sunday. Great weather for football, if you ask me.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful day in Glendale as we can see the American flag placed across the field and we're ready to go.
Looks like here we have the Philadelphia Eagles taking the field with their second and MVP voting, Jalen Hurts.
It's going to be a heck of a battle as we have the MVP entering the field. It's going to be quite the Super Bowl to watch, if you ask me. Our commentators today obviously are us. We have subbed in for Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis. They were sick right before the game, so we're happy to take over for you guys. As the coin toss, we have Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, the two MVP candidates, pumping up their team, ready to go for this year's Super Bowl matchup.
You know, there was actually a kind of controversial thing that Jalen Hurts ended up finishing second in MVP voting. Commentators out there going ahead and said that maybe he didn't deserve it because some time missed. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I do believe that he had an electrifying season, but 5,200 yards for Pat Mahomes is quite the feat. It's very hard to oppose those kind of stats, let alone he lost Tyreek in the offseason, and still it didn't look like he missed a beat. If anything, he looked better without Tyreek.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes had himself a great season, proving a lot of people wrong that he can still play at a high caliber without, who everyone thought was his number one guy in Tyreek Hill.
Absolutely. He's worked his way all the way back to the Super Bowl again after missing last year after the loss to the Cincinnati Bengals. We're about to kick off now. Let's see what he's got. And we're bringing it out.
Oh, past the 30, past
Oh,
the almost all the way to the 40. Wow, great return, huge play for the Eagles. That's quite a huge momentum for them right off the bat.
what an excellent start here as Hurts has excellent field percentage, or excuse me, field position here. We have 31-44 for yards here for Hurts. He had himself a wonderful season. That doesn't even include all of the ground that he cleared on his legs, though. That's what makes him such a dynamic quarterback in this league today.
Oh, he's not going to be the only dynamic quarterback we watch today, though. Let's not forget Mr. Mahomes. He can also move that ball with his feet as well.
Do you think that experience in the Super Bowl is going to be the differentiating factor here today? Mahomes has been here before.
I think that the Eagles are going to have to rely on great leadership. Hopefully, they can look to Jason Kelsey to deliver that today.
Let's see. Let's see what we got. First pass, the big free agent acquisition here with A.J. Brown making himself known already. I feel like that's going to be a pretty big mismatch, and they're going to have a hard time handling him today as his first catch gets him 16 yards.
Wow, it's a great pass to start the game, making it look easy out there, wide open in the flat. I like to see
Absolutely.
it.
It's exactly what the Eagles head coach wanted at that point. He knew that we had to make a statement right off as soon as the game started here. They had to let them know game flow and how they're looking to. They don't want to cater themselves to the Chiefs game. So we'll see what they can do. Ooh, big hit.
Look, Miles Sanders, 2-yard pickup. Moving the chain, moving down the field a little bit, slowly but surely.
We'll see how consistently that works out. The Eagles sometimes heavily rely on that running offense, but a lot of times it tends to disappear. We'll see how they go here after a short yard gain on the first attempt. Drops back.
Ooh, that looks like that was a great catch right there. Let's see.
Beautiful.
Goddard with the reception. Just short of the first down, however.
Goddard really had a breakout year this year. A lot of people had doubted him, and he has really been some sure hands for Jalen Hurts to rely on. I'm sure he's happy that he's still there, and he's ready to prove himself.
It was nice to see a nice return to form. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Speaking
and
of
Hurts is breaking.
athleticism,
Oh, my God, with a big hit. Hurts knows that this is everything. He's putting the game on the line. His body is on the line as well.
I'd really like to see him slide there. It's kind of taking some unnecessary hits real early in the game. He could have easily got out of bounds with a huge pickup with them. We'll see if he takes many more of those throughout this game.
It's all about adrenaline there, Dad. It's all about adrenaline. He knew that he wanted to put his team on his back. We'll see if it works out for him, or we'll see if he ends up on the bench here or in the blue tent within the next couple plays.
This is a really impressive drive for the Eagles coming off. You figure new quarterback in the Super Bowl with no experience, how they're going to do. So they're going to come out here and get right into the red zone.
There it is. There.
Oh, wow.
Wow. What a play, Miles Sanders.
It's unbelievable. What
Gonna,
athleticism right there.
are we going to see the red flag? Are we going to see the red flag? Show
Oh,
me
Andy
another
Reid is
camera.
fired up about this.
Well, I believe Andy Reid's confused because so far through the playoffs, I believe Hurts is just shy of 300 yards total over the last few games combined, and already they have to have about 50-ish yards in the
Looks
air.
like here that the rest went ahead and decided that Miles Sanders did not make it in.
I think
First and
that's
goal.
very strange that they didn't challenge that, as Miles Sanders made one heck of an effort.
Yeah, it looks like he gets stuffed at the line on this play here. Still, second and goal.
Fold? That'll be the big question. Can they fold? Will they hold? Bend, don't break. That's how the Chiefs always run their defense. Let's see how it works. Nope, we got offsides. False start on the offense. What a huge
They're a
blow.
strong drive. It looks like the Eagles are suffering some issues right now.
On the goal line, that's really going to hurt them there. Let's see what they do. Do they go back to the air? They're relying back on Miles.
To the ground. And there it is. Miles Sanders touchdown.
Fantasy fans have got to be happy to have Miles on their team today. I can tell you that. Wow, with the extra effort to make sure that he got over this time. He was stopped one time on this drive. He was not going to do it again. Eagles are fired up here, Dad. What do you think? How do you think the Kansas City Chiefs respond?
Well, I think the biggest question is going to be how Andy Reid's going to play and coach against his former team. He was the Eagles coach for, I believe it was around a decade. And at this point, there's a lot of questions if he can go ahead and take them down in this big of a platform.
That is right. He was the head coach when Nick Foles took them to their Super Bowl win. Isn't that right?
It looks like here that he was not, actually.
Oh, well, good for them. That would be a shame watching Andy Reid get beat by his former team after he took them to the championship. They dodged a bullet on that one. But there's plenty of time.
Last year when the Eagles and the Chiefs played, it was quite a victory for the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes came out and threw 5 touchdowns in a 41-30 victory. It was quite a good game.
It's always an electrifying game here when you put these two teams together. That's why I'm excited to see exactly how this moves forward as the MVP of the National Football League finally gets his chance to get the ball in his hands.
Yeah, he really had a great year passing the ball, 5,250 yards and 41 touchdowns. It's great. I mean, that's almost 10 touchdowns more than anybody else throwing it through the air. It's crazy.
Absolutely. For a while, there was quite the competitive, I should say. There was really not a margin for the quarterbacks here. We had quarterbacks such as Josh Allen. We had quarterbacks Jalen Hurts, Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow. But it really seems as if Mahomes really separated himself from the pack. And here we go with the Andy Reid offense. We're already starting with a little shovel pass up front on the reverse, the end around, only 2 yards.
When we talk about those 4 quarterbacks, we're talking about the future of the league here. Obviously, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes have already taken their teams to Super Bowl. Patrick's obviously already has one in his career. Josh Allen, I've been competing with him in the AFC all year as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a very bright league ahead of us. And Pat goes down. That's what I was wondering. This defense, this Philly defense is so complete at every level of the ball. How will the offensive line compete?
I see there was just a busted coverage right there. You had 2 guys double teaming him, and they just missed the corner coming in on that slot blitz right there.
Absolutely genius call. And Andy Reid is furious. You can see his mustache flopping in the wind right there. He is not happy.
Yeah, Chiefs look like they're off to a really slow start here. See how they respond here in this third and long situation.
Eagles rush 4. Good cut. Good protection. Open. He's on the run. Wow, and we see a 3 and out from Kansas City. Who would have thought that? 1 for 2 yards for the MVP.
Yeah, you definitely would expect more out of him, given the game that it is today. But it's a long game. You got to play smart football at the end of the day.
Absolutely. It's a long game. 4 quarters is what we're in here for, and I'm expecting a battle. So 3 and out, I can tell you, was not what I was expecting. I'm sure Andy Reid was not expecting that either.
Looks like they're starting around the 40.
That's good
We'll
field
see.
position.
They kind of slowed down there towards the end of that drive there in the first drive. However, still came away with the touchdown. We'll see how things play out from here.
That's the real question. Is how does the coach think that he wants to run this offense? Is he as aggressive as he was on the first drive? Or, oh, wow, speaking of it, we have no running backs back. We have 5 wide. And they're continuing to push it. 4 for 4 for 44 yards with Jalen Hurts. Unbelievable
Goddard,
start.
another great catch by him. It's almost 20 yards on the game so far.
These guys are just making it look easy.
You're going to see Kelsey in there pumping his teammates up in the bat huddle.
Unbelievable. The Chiefs have to be so confused. They're using no running backs yet again. And Hurts is moving. What protection!
A lot of great blocking going on right there. Devonta Smith coming up with his first catch of the day.
Devonta Smith really emerged himself as a great wide receiver in this league as well. I shouldn't say I'm shocked because he had such a great collegiate career, but he really came on as of late.
Yeah, what he did back at Alabama was just absolutely unbelievable. It's good to see him doing it here in the NFL.
Absolutely. 95 catches, 1,196 yards, and 7 touchdowns. You can't complain about that.
Quite the bounce back season from a lot of people consider an underwhelming rookie season from him.
Absolutely. Going back to the ground, gets stuffed.
They really had a hard time moving the ball so far here with the run game.
It's only 6 yards out of 4 rushes and that touchdown. It's amazing. It's night and day between pass and run offense here with these guys. See if they stay committed to it even while they're up by 7-0. Need about 10 yards to get into field goal range here. Check down. Miles, been a big part of this despite his small running game. He's been a great receiver. Jalen Hurts still yet to miss 1 pass.
He's really slicing up this Kansas City defense right now.
Is really one-sided when they're throwing this ball. And this may very well be the last play of the first quarter as it looks like they're running out the clock. What are your thoughts so far on this game, Dud?
Well, right now it looks like Philadelphia's got the commanding edge in this game. Obviously, we only got to see 3 plays come out from the Chiefs. Only negative yards were gained at that time.
Negative 1 yards total in the first quarter. Mahomes cannot be happy.
Yeah, Eagles are really commanding the ball possession at this
Jalen
time.
Hurts.
Wow.
Oh, and here's what they needed.
Oh. Talk about a wild range of emotions right there. I thought Jalen Hurts was about to make a huge play, and he just ends up trying to do too much. This is what I was talking about earlier when I was saying he probably needs to slide, protect the ball, protect his body. And there it is.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That's crazy. He got the first one. He should have went down. Look at Pat Mahomes' face right now. He knows the MVP's fire is lit right now.
And he looks like he's pretty excited to take the field. They've got some decent ball position right now in the field. Let's see how this goes.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is probably the best field position that they've had thus far.
Yeah, I believe they were backed up a little bit last time they had the ball. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, they're running this. Oh. They ran that play in the very... Wow, I'm very surprised. He must be worried about the pressure that's coming in. But that is exactly the first play of the game. They did that end around and actually gave the handoff. This time they faked it. He just waited a little too long to dish it out.
Yeah, it looks like he kind of forced that pass a little bit. You saw he came off the sidearm, and I didn't really like that play.
I think we're just waiting for the Mahomes magic here. How long does it take?
Well,
Wow.
right now it's looking like it's all Eagles ball.
Unbelievable so far. The defensive line have been obliterating the offensive line. Despite this defense being so good, I'm shocked. I think this is crazy right now that they're having absolutely no success.
Yeah, you can't be happy with your offensive play right now if you're the Kansas City Chiefs.
No way.
They're just getting pushed around up front. It's definitely not what you need.
There's a big... Oh, and he dropped it. I bet you Pat Mahomes is missing Tyreek Hill right there.
Yeah, you try to get there, force a play to your number one wide receiver. Just unfortunately can't come down with the ball.
That's crazy. I think that over the last 2 drives total, I could be mistaken, but I don't think that he has had one pass to Kelsey yet.
Yeah, it looks like Kelsey hasn't received any targets here in the first few. It makes you think if that back injury is still lingering.
It's always definitely a possibility. We're going to have to focus in a little bit more on these guys. Maybe he's getting doubled because Travis Kelsey, if anyone deserves a double, it's that man right there.
Oh, yes. If they gave the MVP to anybody else besides quarterbacks, there's no way you wouldn't be talking about Travis Kelsey every year being a contender for that.
Absolutely unguardable. He's open every play. Throw him the ball, Mahomes. Watch the outcome of this game change substantially.
Oh, here we go after, I believe it was a 3 and out last drive. Let's see how this one goes. Oh, no, Jalen Hurts turnover. I apologize. Miles Sanders, a huge lane.
See what they're trying to do right now is they're trying to build some forward momentum after the Jalen Hurts fumble. Miles Sanders finally getting his best rush of the game. That should have a big impact.
Yeah, it looks like you made it all the way to the 50 there. Around a 25-yard gain. You're going to love that.
Every time. Back to that Philly football right there, just pounding the rock.
They're playing a real tough game today.
First and 10 on the 50. Oh, we got him. There it is. Watch the offensive lineman get absolutely obliterated.
There he is. That's the guy you got to watch on Kansas City's defense right there. Chris Jones making a huge play.
Chris Jones probably, hands down, won them the last game against the Bengals. He was an absolute menace. You have to block that man.
Yeah, this is a guy that if Aaron Donald didn't exist, you would be saying that he's the best defensive tackle in football.
He's an elite player with a substantial amount of upside, and he is a nightmare for opposing offenses. All right, 2nd and 17. Haven't seen the ball thrown to AJ. Oh, Hurts is panicking.
No.
They're in his head.
Yeah, you never want to see back-to-back sacks like this. 3rd and 25. It's a lot of yards to come up with.
Not only that, but with this drive alone, these 2 sacks are now more than the 1 sack that Philadelphia has so far. And it looks like the battle of the trenches are going to Kansas City's defense all of a sudden.
Yeah, you would think that after the way that Philadelphia started this game, they would be well in command. However, since that first drive, they just haven't looked the same.
No, absolutely. We'll see here what their game plan is on a 3rd and 25. I don't see them dishing it long. Defense playing press coverage. Could be a chance for a big play. There it is.
Well, he's going deep, and there he is.
Oh, wow, you got mossed.
It looks like that'll be his 2nd catch of the day right there. Wow. So he's got to calm down after making those kind of plays. You don't want to draw a flag.
That is incredible, this catch. He's putting this poor man on a t-shirt and breaking the tackle right after.
Made it all the way down to the red zone. We got a good possession here. You got to come away with a touchdown. You have to score points if you're going to beat this Kansas City team.
A.J. Brown, since they had acquired him from Tennessee last year, has been absolutely electrifying.
That was one of the surprise.
Oh my God, it's a touchdown again. When you need a touchdown, you give the ball to your big-bodied receiver.
Here we are talking about how the Eagles' offense looks slow. Looks like the play calling just decided, let's go to our number one wide receiver. Let's let him make plays on the outside, and here they are.
Yeah, what's absolutely crazy here about the just complete switch of all momentum right there is it feels like Hurts put the fumble behind him finally. Maybe it was something the coach said, or I'm not sure exactly what it is, but he looks like a completely different player towards the end of that drive as opposed to the beginning of that drive.
And he got settled in there, made some nice throws, and really trusted in his guys.
2 for 2 on that drive for 64 and a touchdown. Both passes going to A.J. Brown. He's having a big day today.
But there's the man, Patrick Mahomes, pacing up and down the sidelines.
We've seen this
before.
before.
He's just itching to get in it. Oh, if there's one thing you can never do is let your guard down against such an explosive team like the Kansas City Chiefs.
Absolutely. There's plenty of time left on this, and we've seen the Chiefs come back from behind before. I wouldn't be surprised to see it again, but right now the Eagles are in full control with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. I wonder the things that Andy Reid is telling his team right now as they're down by 14, because I'm sure nobody expected this.
I'm sure it's a lot of stay calm. We know what we're doing. Let's just go out there and do what we need to do.
If any quarterback, now that Tom Brady has been retired, if there's any quarterback in the league that can calm me down when we're down by 14, you can bet it's Pat Mahomes. Let's see what he can do here with it.
You definitely got to feel good if you're on the Chiefs knowing that that's your guy, you know what I mean?
I bet you're wishing you still had Tyreek Hill in this situation, but you still got Travis Kelce. Let's see if they even give him a target.
Yeah, we still yet to see a target this game. Looks like they're not going to him. It's going to be a loss of 2.
One thing I do like about that, even though it was a loss, they've been trying a lot of almost trick plays with the end-around runs, with the pitching the ball forward, shovel pass type run. Right now, at least that to me is what they're missing, because if he would have broken that tackle, and Pacheco has excellent speed, that might have went right to the house. That might have been 6 to the Baja right there.
Yeah, I mean, I might not agree with you on that. I think that sometimes in games like this, I know they're the Kansas City Chiefs and they like to do a lot of trickery, but you need to simplify the playbook a little bit, just get some rhythm going out there.
No, yeah, absolutely. I don't think that the trick plays have worked out thus far. I think it's something they just need to start to pound the rock, or let your MVP throw the ball, let this fly. Amazing to me still that we're coming towards a 2-minute warning in the second quarter, and we still haven't seen a Kelce target. It's as if this man's not here. He must be handling this injury. He must just be out there as a decoy, as we say it.
There he is making the clutch first down play.
Oh, and he's getting, you don't want to let him get pumped up.
It's just a 5-yard catch, but that 5 yards can turn into a lot coming down through the end of this thing.
Just look at the fans from that little bit right there. They saw that Kelce got the catch, and immediately they were extremely ecstatic, and they remembered why they have a team that made it this far.
Oh, here we are down to the 2-minute warning here at Super Bowl 57. So far, it's been all Eagles.
Unbelievable. 14-0. Pat Mahomes with the 2-minute drill. He gets a touchdown here. It would do their team a lot of good. And here we go.
Oh, right back to his main man, Kelce. Looks like that might have been for first down yardage. Another great arm angle by Pat Mahomes on that pass.
He really is like a magician. He can throw the ball through any hole. It doesn't matter what angle he throws it. He could probably throw behind the back pass 40, 50 yards. You never can count this man out.
Oh, I mean, we have seen great left-handed passes from him in the past. Oh.
And that was the Kelce again.
Man, look at them. They've decided the same thing the Eagles did. When all else fails, go to your number one target. I
Absolutely.
mean, so far, 2 catches, 2 first downs. You gotta like what Travis Kelce's doing for you.
You got to like the game plan here. I wonder if they keep going to him. Big play, fumble.
Wow. And the fumble recovery by the Eagles. Starting a drive down the 24-yard line.
I don't know if this was a fumble here. I don't know if he completed the full catch. We got 1, 2. I would have to say that's
That
probably
ball, I
that's a
don't
fumble.
even. It looks like a fumble to me, and that ball never touches the ground. So I think either way we're looking at that. That could have easily been just an interception.
That was an incredible turn of events right now. Philadelphia knew as Patrick Mahomes was picking up steam, they needed to make a big play, and that's what this defense does. They're a big play defense.
Yeah, just as the Chiefs got rolling there, it looks like they made the wrong play. It's,
Unbelievable.
that's 2 fumbles so far this game. It's
Absolutely.
crazy considering the weather today.
Yeah, beautiful day. Not a beautiful day for fumbles so far. Jalen Hurts, though, 9 for 9 for 131 and a touchdown. He really, right now, is the deciding factor on this game.
Looks like someone's still upset about last week's MVP voting. You don't want to see that at all.
Oh, yeah. I have a good feeling we'll be seeing him in the future quite often up in that MVP race, especially with the team that he has surrounding him right now.
Yeah, it looks like the Eagles, as long as they can retain the power that they have, are set up for the future, signing A.J. Brown to that long-term deal and having what looks to be their quarterback of the future and their franchise quarterback in Hurts.
Absolutely. Do you think there's any better 1-2 tandem in the NFL than Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown right now?
Ooh, I think the first place you gotta look if you're gonna ask that question would be T. Higgins and Jamar Chase out in Cincinnati.
Absolutely.
Um, there are some great duo tandems out there, but that's probably the 2 best in the league right there.
I think you gotta look at, depending if Tua is alive, we gotta look over at
Ooh,
Miami as well. Waddle and Hill are quite dangerous as well.
yeah, as long as Tua can stay healthy, they're a very dangerous team.
That's definitely something that another day we'll be able to discuss, but I'm not sure if he can ever play again. I'm not sure if the NFL should ever even let him play again. I'm not sure what Miami's plans are moving forward, but they definitely can't make it against these guys with an unhealthy Tua.
No, definitely not. And that's back-to-back incompletions for Jalen Hurts after starting the game 9 for 9. It's 4th and
Unbelievable.
4. The question is, are they going to go for it here with 53 seconds left and try to really put this on top, or are they going to go ahead and punt this away safely?
I'd be
Looks like they've
shocked.
elected to punt it.
Good move. I'm not sure why Hurts was trying to push his coach right there to get the ball back in his hands. They have a very heavy lead right now. The last thing they want to do is give Pat Mahomes field position.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to give the Chiefs the ball pretty much in the red zone or within field goal distance.
Look at Kelsey walking on here, calm and cool. These two really are not fazed by any pressure.
Now, I'm sure that Patrick Mahomes is calm and cool, as collected as he was this morning during the interviews.
He's ready. He's a man that was paid to be in this position, and he knows his responsibilities. He's got 47 seconds. They got to at least put points on the board. They can't go into half with 0 points.
There's Hardman getting involved in the game. A little 4-yard completion.
I'm surprised he's even suiting up. I know he's been dealing with an injury over the past few weeks. I'm sure he's probably still a little bit hurt, but he's got 3 catches with 34 yards, and he's just pushing through the pain.
Well, it looks like here that the Chiefs reported on Friday that they had no players that were going to be injured prior to this game. It's crazy how healthy they are, considering how beat up Patrick Mahomes was at the end of
Oh!
last game. Oh,
Again! Magic Pat Mahomes throws an interception on his own side of the ball. Oh my gosh, we're on his own side of the 50 here. This is something you never see from this man.
no, this is, once again, Philadelphia's defense making a huge play when it counts the most.
That
Here
man
we
that
are
can't
with
be guarded.
35 seconds left. Are the Eagles just going to play it safe, try to get in field goal position, or do you think we're going to see a play to go towards the end zone?
I think you got to play it safe if I'm the Eagles, but right now they've been an extremely aggressive team. And since there's only 36 yards to go, I guess if I'm jumping in their head, if I'm going to do aggressive anywhere, I'm going right back to A.J. Brown. He's been unstoppable all day so far.
Oh, they're going 5 wide. See how it goes.
There he
Checks
is.
it down. There they are. That's field goal range now. Taking their first time out. 28 seconds left on the clock.
Plenty of time here.
So far, it just looks like the Chiefs have no answers for these guys. They're kind of
It's
doing what they want.
absolutely, it's been crazy. They're constantly in shotgun, and I feel like the Chiefs were not prepared for this many wide receivers to be on the field.
Usually, the Philadelphia expect them to sneak in some running plays, but today they're just throwing the ball, and that's Miles
Oh,
Sanders for the touchdown reception.
that's his second touchdown of the day. And he's getting into his celebration here. Get on the boat. They're rowing away. Unbelievable.
Yeah, if Eagles are really taking off right now.
Wow. I wonder what Vegas has to say about the betting odds right now as we're moving into the half at a potential 21-0. Nobody could have predicted this.
No, I thought we were going to have a much closer game than this, but so far, all Eagles.
The kick is good. We are going into the half at 21-0 unless Patrick Mahomes can put a drive together in 23 seconds, which in his defense, he's done before. The look on Nick Sirianni's face right now is just completely calm, as if he knew this was going to happen. He had total faith in his guys. What a great coach he's ended up being.
Yeah, it was a great pickup here by the Eagles. It looks like since they've went ahead and gotten a hold of him, their team's really turned it around, and Jalen Hurts especially has really turned it around this year.
Oh, yeah. Going all the way back to when he was benched in his bowl game when he was back with Bama. All of a sudden, you knew it was him and Tua both on the field at the same time, right before he transferred schools and then went to the Eagles there in the draft to follow. It's been a crazy roller coaster ride for Hurts, and a lot of people didn't believe in him. And look at him now.
18 seconds. Now, we learned last year that that's more than enough time for these guys to get down the field. We'll see how they go ahead and handle the situation. I
It's a
wonder if
lot
we
of
might see a
field.
little Sky Moore here.
They got to think of something.
Oh, it looks like they're just going to go to the run game and
They really
take this
needed to
down
get
to
out.
half.
They really needed to get out of bounds there. They're just taking it to half for sure. It's crazy to see that Pat Mahomes doesn't want to have points on the board as their team is getting annihilated 21-0 right now. He is shocked. I'm wondering what Andy Reid's going to say to his guys in the locker room.
For being in such a bad situation, looks like right now the Chiefs are pretty calm, even though they are down by 21 heading into half. I think the real key is for the Eagles not to let up, because if you even show just a little bit, they're going to come at you.
Absolutely. The game is never over. Although right now the Philadelphia Eagles do have 3 times the amount of yards. Andy Reid's coming out of the locker room and he is feeling hot. He is not happy about the situation that they're in right now.
He's got that extra motivation considering what happened during his Super Bowl run when he was coaching the Eagles. I apologize. Donovan couldn't bring that game home for him. I'm sure that it wasn't that clean of a break off, and I'm sure that he wants revenge against his old team.
I would absolutely imagine that you're correct. That seems like a logical situation, but I'm more concerned with this man right here, Patrick Mahomes. What are you going to do in response to a 0-point first half in the Super Bowl when you're trying to address yourself in the conversation? Some people put you in already being one of the greatest of all time. He's had a phenomenal career so far. He cannot afford to get blown out in the Super Bowl, let alone have 0 points.
Yeah, you don't want to see him lose 2 Super Bowls so early in his career.
It has been
And
an
here we
absolute.
go. Now they got Pacheco back there returning kicks. You know that they had to change the game plan up a little bit.
I think we need to see a big play. They need to let Mahomes be Mahomes, stop with the checkdowns, and we need a big play here. He needs to highlight offense right now to really switch and turn this game around. Without a big play, the momentum, it's going to take far too long to switch back into their favor. They need to do something now.
Yeah, you need to see one of their two big free agent acquisitions come up huge now. You need to see Juju Smith-Schuster or Valdez Scantling make a huge play.
There we go. We got a play back to right off Jump Street to Travis Kelce, who takes a big hit. But they didn't have a
He
running
did
back.
not look comfortable after that.
Nope. He's definitely not happy about that, but I'm sure he's happy just to get the catch. He's back in the huddle, so it looks like he's already shook it off. Running a lot of shotgun. Let's see if they continue to push the ball down.
They definitely need to in these situations. There's McKinnon with the second catch of the day, I believe.
McKinnon was a force here over the end of the regular season. He really started to turn some heads here, but as of lately, he hasn't done too much here over the beginning of the playoffs. He needs a big game here as well. This is a huge play right here. You can't go 3 and out off of this. Big play.
Huge hole up the middle. That's a nice 15-yard gain there by Pacheco. You like to see it?
Pacheco fired his team up right there. It was about 7 people it took him to get him down to the ground. That's what teammates like to see. You're fighting for each other right there. Never go down easy.
Well, we'll see if that will be what gets some momentum rolling for these guys. There he is, McKinnon again, making a great play.
He's really got to be a difference maker, even if it's just in the check down game, because once he gets the ball, we've seen numerous times where he can break free.
I mean, 3 for 18. Then, so far, that's more than we've seen from either of the two top wide receivers out here today.
Absolutely. But we got Pat Mahomes looking a lot more comfortable. Going right back
And there
to
he
his
is
man.
again. Wow, looks like that's was that 3 catches in a row for Jared McKinnon?
Yes, it is. It looks like Travis Kelce might have been open on that play as well. It seems almost as if the Philly defense is playing a lot further back, as if they're giving them the under routes, begging them to do that, and just stopping the deep ball right now.
And shotgun. Oh, wow, a missed block. Wow.
McKinnon back
Scream.
again. Well, we were wondering what Andy Reid was saying inside of the locker room and who's going to step up. It looks like McKinnon looked Pat Mahomes right in the eyes and said, "Give me the ball. I got this."
Well, so far going to him seems to be a great option.
2nd and 2 on the 30-yard line. Big plays here. Can't afford another turnover. Big toe drag swag.
Yeah, great catch by Hardman along the sideline there. You like to see it first down.
This is the drive that they're looking for. The only thing that they can't afford right now is a turnover. They have to complete this drive in order to compete inside of this game, as time is running low. We still got 3 minutes in the third, but everybody knows Philly has been firing on all cylinders today. He was hit. Almost another turnover.
Hey, he had a guy coming out on that swing route on his left side. He should have hit that, but here we are, 2nd and 10.
You know that Pat Mahomes wants that one back, but he did get lucky that that wasn't taken for 6.
Well, they still have great field position here. They just need to be smart with this ball and get some points on the board.
Absolutely.
And
Wow.
there it is. Juju Smith-Schuster, I believe. Nope. Yes. It's a great pass up the seam right there.
with a celebration that I have really no idea what that celebration was, but you knew that he was planning it ever since halftime. What a beautiful dime thrown by the MVP. Andy Reid said, enough celebrating, get off the field. We're down by 14 still.
Yep, but that's what they needed right there. Come out, first drive of the half, come get some points on the board. We only got a 2-score game now.
I'd be willing to bet that that's more yards just on this drive alone in the last 3.5 minutes than the entire first half for the Kansas City Chiefs. Reed's looking happy.
Yeah, now it's all going to be whether or not this Chiefs defense can make a stop against the Eagles offense, who's been on absolute fire today.
I was going to say, it'd be crazy if this guy ran it back again. There's been a lot of returns here, and on average, it seems like there's a lot of touchbacks ever since they moved the kicks forward.
Yeah, a lot of guys trying to make plays today. Good to see a nice safe one, especially given how slippery the ball's been for these two teams today.
That's a very good point. I'm looking for Chris Jones to make a big play here. We've seen one sack from him earlier where he demolished the offensive player. They're going to need a lot more from him to close this game out and get their offense back on the field.
Yeah, their defense really needs to step up, and that's not how you do it right here.
What a juke. He put the defender on skates.
That was a great play right there by Miles Sanders. Started off slow, but now it's just seems like every time he gets the ball, it's another first down.
It's just been insane to watch the switch of momentum from this running back as well. I believe he started off with 6 carries for 4 yards or 4 carries for 6 yards, and since then it's been to the moon for Miles Sanders.
Yeah, he got that touchdown on the first drive, and since then things have just been going his way. And there we go, right back to him. Another 5 or 6 right there. You know, I didn't like the hit at the end there, but
Miles Sanders might be going to the blue tent. He got kneed right in the head. I wouldn't be surprised if he's shaken up and we see Kenny Gainwell coming out.
Looks like here the medical staff didn't wave him over. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know. They probably should pull him out right now for an evaluation, as it looked like he might have stumbled on the way up. Oh,
wow.
Big play. Tides are turning. Tides are turning. As looks like, I believe it was a little bit of miscommunication where maybe they should have taken Miles off the field. It looks like he ran the wrong route. He was supposed to go in and he went out. Jalen Hurts threw the ball before he turned the wrong way, and the defender was just waiting there.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to see this happen if you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan. As a football fan, I love it. I'd love to see the Chiefs get right back into this thing and make this a tighter game going into the fourth.
Oh, yeah, we're looking for a shootout. That's what we came here. We have 2 high-profile, electrifying offenses that came together for a final showdown to make this year's champion known. If I'm Philly, I'm shaking a little bit.
Yeah, it's a bad pass right there by Mahomes. He had 2 receivers look like they were both coming open right there. He should have hit one of them.
I'm wondering if there's a little bit more pressure that I didn't see, because if you would have waited about an extra second, both of those crossers were about to be open about 5 yards later than when he threw the ball. So maybe we just didn't see the pressure on that one, but Mahomes, we can't afford that. He's got to score now.
And there's a great pass right there to Hardman for another first down. Seems like the guys who've really stepped it up today for the Chiefs would be McKinnon and Hardman so far.
Absolutely.
Kelsey's obviously had some clutch plays, but so far he hasn't really broken loose yet on these guys.
Mahomes is hyped. Mahomes is hyped. He's ready to go. We're seeing a whole different guy than what we saw in the first half here.
Oh, yeah, it looks like the Chiefs are warming up now.
Better late than never, Dad. Better late than never.
Oh, you know, they're making it an interesting game. That's what we came here to see.
Absolutely.
The ground to McKinnon. No more Pacheco back there, huh?
Looks like a switch up. I wonder if that's a permanent switch here for the rest of the game. Looks like they brought Pacheco back in.
Okay. If I'm the Chiefs, I keep McKinnon out there.
He's been electrifying when he's been out here, when he's catching this ball. Absolutely would give the ball to him.
It
Oh, you
looks
got
like
a
he's
lot
still
of
out there. Oh, there's
weapons.
Kelsey. Another first down. I believe that's 4 catches today, 4 first downs for Travis Kelsey.
That puts him over the 150-yard mark for the offense of Kansas City. And yep, you are correct. 4 catches, 31 yards for Travis.
Yeah, it seemed to be catches coming up in big moments for these guys. He's always done that, though.
Got to go to your stars. You got to go to your stars. And when you're talking stars in the NFL, you know you're mentioning Travis Kelsey.
It looks like here, into the third quarter, we got 21-7. There's been a lot of passing out here. I'm surprised given the Eagles have been so dominant in the run game.
Yeah, it does look like the Chiefs haven't ran the ball barely at all with any success. Oh,
Oh, and there's a flag on the play.
I'm
What
going to
do we
have
got
to.
here?
That's got to be holding. You saw the hole open up, or else he would have been swallowed in the back. There.
Oh, wow. Travis Kelsey making that kind of play in this quarter. The biggest game of the season. Should have asked his brother Jason for a little advice there.
Yep, that's absolutely correct. And, you know, he's furious with himself right now about that.
Oh, Hardman getting some great blocking from his team. Only gives about, it looks like 3 on the play.
Hardman still made some moves. That could have been a -3, but he did make a couple shifty little moves there that created a little bit of space.
It looks like there's some confusion going on there in Kansas City right now.
You never know when you're down by 14 in the Super Bowl. It's the biggest game of the year, especially when you got a
Oh,
powerhouse.
oh, there you go again. You got Juju Smith-Schuster making a nice 15-yard catch right there. First down.
Juju has been invisible all the way down the field until they get into the red zone. And then he's made some plays when he gets in the red zone. I wonder
Yeah,
why Pat Mahomes trusts him down here.
he's a big body wide receiver. He's got to like it. He's got the only touchdown for the Chiefs as well right now. See if he builds upon that. Here we are back in the red zone on the 13.
You can see that look in Patrick Mahomes' eyes as he's ready to make this happen. He knows that he cannot fail.
More shotgun. It looks like they've kind of given up on the run today.
Whoa!
Oh, wow. And he throws the interception. Is he taking this to the house?
Is he going to Baja? Nope.
Patrick, it looks like Pacheco with the touchdown saving tackle there. Huge play by Maddox right there. You love to see it.
Unbelievable that the MVP just threw that ball up into double coverage. What
Yeah, I
a
don't know
play.
about how you felt about that pass, but I feel like it just didn't come out of the hand right from Mahomes. I'm wondering if something's going on there.
It looked a little goofy coming out. Definitely, you could see that it was like one of his notorious sidearm passes, but it didn't look like it came off. That wrist flick just was not how he wanted it to be. At least that's what it seemed to us. I'm not sure what he's
Hey,
thinking right now, but he's furious.
yeah, he almost just floated it up for the defender there. You don't want to do that. That's for sure.
Maybe he just didn't have his feet planted, but it was not the right play to do with 4 minutes and 38 seconds to go while you're down by 14 in the Super Bowl.
Oh, here we go, Sanders with another big gain. Another 8 yards right up the middle. 9 yards. Apologize.
You know, at the beginning of this game, when it started happening, I was just thinking to myself, there's no way that if the Eagles win, that A.J. Brown isn't going to bring this MVP home. As of the second half, right now you got to be thinking it's Miles Sanders. He's got a touchdown in the air and on the ground, and he probably is closing in on 100 yards total.
Well, Dunks, if I was voting on the MVP of this game, it's got to be Miles Sanders. Got the 2 touchdowns, 1 receiving, 1 rushing. On top of that, he's just been tearing him up on the ground, and here he is again. Oh, just short of the first down.
They finally stopped him. If I'm back to
Let's see if
Philly, I'm going with another run. I'm going with another option here. I'm going to put an option. I'm going to let Hurts take off with this. Hopefully he's just smart enough to just slide. But the option was working for him the 2 times that they tried. And if I'm the defense, I'm heavily focused on Miles Sanders.
Yeah, I would have liked to see the push play, but
Oh,
Oh, there it is. Another 4 yards by Miles Sanders out of a shotgun run. Interesting call there on third down.
and it was extremely effective for a shotgun play with 1 yard to go as they just eclipsed the 100-yard mark for rushing yards in Philadelphia.
Yeah, these guys really have the Chiefs on the ropes here, don't they?
I, I just keep trying to think of ways because I know that we have Patrick Mahomes on the other side. I keep thinking there's always a chance. There's always a chance. But Jalen Hurts and his team is really making it difficult for the Chiefs to come back right now.
Definitely seen the Chiefs make some huge comebacks with less time, but let's see how long the Eagles can possess this ball and maybe come up with more points.
I'd have to say a touchdown seals this right now. Look at,
Oh,
you
I'm
see
never
Jalen
going to
Hurts.
count.
2 hands on the ball for Jalen Hurts right there on his run. He knew it. He knew his mistake in the first quarter. He held that ball. Like, you
Yeah,
could not take that from him.
ever since that fumble, we haven't seen him take off with the ball. I wonder if that affected the way he was going to play this game going forward.
It was probably just a calming moment where coach told him, he said, listen, it's all right. Just don't let it happen again.
Here we go. Miles Sanders. Ooh, dropped in the backfield. It's a loss of 3 there.
I'm surprised they didn't get a face mask on that call. It looked like he dragged him down by his face, but the Chiefs are probably happy about this as the 2-minute warning comes down.
Yeah, the Eagles are really had time of possession this whole game. I feel like the Chiefs barely had the ball at all, and the Eagles just have been dominating on the ground and in the air.
It's been an overall assault by Philadelphia as they're looking to take home the trophy.
Oh, Miles Sanders, big hole up the middle, all the way down to the 5. Wow.
The speed on Miles Sanders that he's showing today as he's running through with 2 hands on the ball, and as soon as he sees freedom, he's just out of here.
Yeah, the hole opened up right there, and he just bursted right through it. It was great.
This is the
Great
Miles
way to
Sanders
run the
that they
ball.
expected when they had taken him and placed him on this team. This is the Miles that they were looking for, not the injury-prone Miles Sanders. This guy this year is who they wanted, and they're featuring him right now.
Oh yeah, he's definitely feeling that this game. He had an up and down season. I would say it's more up than down for the most part, considering how he's been playing in the past. This year was a great year, great breakout campaign for him.
Absolutely. I'm wondering what that contract status is looking like after this breakout season. I'm sure the team has a lot more faith in him now.
Yeah, if I'm the Eagles, it's gonna be tough to let him go, considering he's been in your system for so long and he thrived in it this year.
Absolutely, no doubt. They got a one-on-one with A.J. Brown. Do they throw it up?
Looks like they're going right back to the ground to their main man. And there he
Wow!
is,
Chris
third
Jones!
touchdown of the day.
Chris Jones gets ran flat over like a semi-truck just slammed him. Oh my gosh. Watch the extra effort by Miles. Boom!
Yeah, Chris Jones just couldn't get a hold of him really good there, and got some great blocking there by Dickerson and Kelsey. Just get him right in there.
Unbelievable. Now, we knew that there was a Kelsey that was going home with the trophy today, and it's looking more and more like it's the one that is on Philadelphia as opposed to the one that's on Kansas City. Imagine being the mom of the Kelsey brothers coming to this game.
Well, you know that she's here at the game, and you also like to see Jason Kelsey coming away with this victory today, considering that his wife brought her OBJYN in with her today, because at any time a baby Kelsey may appear.
What an
Probably another future
incredible.
Hall of Famer if I had to guess, given their family.
It's all about the bloodline. How crazy would it be to have a story that you were born during the Super Bowl in the stadium? I couldn't imagine to be that kid.
Right, especially when you can go out and see your dad and uncle were playing playing in that game on different teams. I don't think a crazier story than that exists.
No, and I can tell you what, you're probably going to end up being the coolest person in your high school. I can tell you that right now. Beat
I
that
know I want
story.
to be that kid's friend.
Absolutely. I don't really see a way that the Chiefs come out on top. I think that one was the dagger. I mean, we can, again, we've seen Mahomes here before, but I really don't see a way that it's possible that he takes this back for 21.
All year and even before this game, you and I were talking about how they didn't miss Tyreek Hill and how he didn't miss a beat. Looks like this game, they really missed the big play wide receiver.
That's for sure. There's literally been no big plays for them other than in the red zone today. That Juju Smith-Schuster touchdown, I believe, is going to go down as their biggest play today. That doesn't
Yeah, I
seem
believe
right.
that was a 25-yard dart, I thought.
And
Oh,
that's
and there's a sack. You don't want to see that.
that's
Not with
just
a minute 40 on the clock. They're not even calling a timeout here. We'll see
I
how this one works out.
they only have one timeout remaining. Yeah, this is in the books. If I'm Philly right now, I'm putting on the t-shirt, I'm putting on the Super Bowl champion hat. I'm popping champagne right now.
Well, that's... Oh, goodness. Well, see.
He's
So you
trying.
didn't think about, get that 40-yard strike to Valdez Scantling right there.
See, that's the Pat Mahomes I expected to see during the entirety of this game. I was
Well, that's
very
just a great
shocked.
route. Great call by Andy Reid right there. No one was around him but for 10 yards.
Oh,
Oh, Mahomes almost throws his third pick of the game. This has been quite the down game for him. He's handling it with a lot of composure, though. You got to respect that.
I'm just wondering, he's so hot and cold today. I wonder what's going on in his mind right now. He has to be somewhat defeated.
Well, I mean, to lose your last two in a row, you don't want to see that. Especially when a lot of guys are picking this guy to be one of the greatest of all time.
Absolutely. There was a quote that Patrick Mahomes made, and I don't remember it off the top of my head, but it was something along the lines of, a Super Bowl win will motivate you for a year. A Super Bowl loss motivates you for many years. So you already know right now that he is not happy with not only his performance, but his team. He's already inside of his mind thinking, we're out of this. We need a wide receiver. If I'm Pat Mahomes, I'm telling Andy Reid, you get me a wide receiver that's going to make the big play happen.
Oh, they're driving here, but it's just too little too late for these guys out here with only 18 seconds left on the clock. It looks like the Chiefs got a lot to reflect on. Hopefully they can find an answer in the offseason to go ahead and replace what they really missed this entire season. I know that Patrick Mahomes may have led the league in yards, touchdowns, and everything great. But when it comes down to it, I'd like to say that his wide receiver play was a little bit spotty. Not a single wide receiver on his team had over 1,000 yards. You don't want to see that.
I would also say, as much as we want to talk about, how poorly the Chiefs did, you gotta congratulate the Eagles on one heck of a performance today. I believe they held Travis Kelce probably to his worst total all year.
It might be something like that. It was a great game by the Eagles right there. Jalen Hurts put on an absolute show to begin this game, 9 for 9. It was a huge start for them, and they just finished strong. Huge victory.
And the Philadelphia Eagles come home with Super Bowl 57 champions. Who would have thought it was going to be a massive blowout? What an incredible game for the Eagles as their team is holding up Miles Sanders as he probably has had the most impactful game of his entire career.
Yeah, there's no way that he is not the MVP of this game. Let's go ahead and find out here.
Got Darius Slay dancing in the booth. Jalen Hurts holding
There,
up the trophy.
there we go, bringing the trophy right back to Philadelphia. It's crazy. They won the Super Bowl not that long ago. Completely new group of guys in here, and they already brought a championship home to Philadelphia again.
It's absolutely one crazy turnaround here for Philadelphia. What a high-powered team, and we watch so many big plays that happen from their big players. And that's the way that you got to see it. That was just it. Big plays
Yeah,
happen for Philly.
AJ Brown had a huge game, and obviously everyone knows what Miles Sanders did out there today. The 3 touchdowns, just absolutely playing out of his mind today.
What an incredible Super Bowl that we just got to witness. Absolutely incredible game. I'd like to say thank you everyone for coming to the broadcast for the After 6 Presents Super Bowl 57. Again, I'm It's Dunks with my colleague, Dead. Thank you for stopping by. And we're out.